Hey, it's a great day. I'm Mike Current, Energizer. Today is day 45 on the Appalachian Trail. Yeah, so let's do this. Today is a big day at Trail Days. It's Saturday. Today is the parade where all thru-hikers, current thru-hikers, and past thru-hikers walk down Main Street in Damascus and get pummeled by water cannons. But it's a great celebration. But I'll be spending most of my day listening to the lecture series. Yeah, it's going to be a great day.
Terminology, smiles over miles. Smiles over miles. And there's new rationalizations. Early, I'd say in the 70s and 80s, Star Wars, I don't think was out yet. Came out shortly. But one of the popular terms, as Yoda would say, do or do not, there is no try. And so that has been watered down. There's a statement out there now, a rationalization, and you can't question it because it makes sense. It certainly makes sense. And when do you think, if you're following anybody in a journal or the AT journals or the Trek or the YouTube videos, what sentence do you think is a precursor to that person if their original goal was to walk from George to Maine to stop? You know they're going to stop because they started rationalizing. And what do they say to themselves and to each other? Anybody want to guess? They say it's more about the journey than the destination. How can you argue with that? But I will say that those people who get to their destination, the destination that they told their friends they were going to get to, their families, themselves in the mirror before they started, those people who get to their destinations will also have their journey.
So the last video with Warren Doyle, he was discussing how the Appalachian Trail has changed over the last 50 years. And now I'm going to his next lecture series, and it's going to be on how to improve your chances of success on a thru-hike.
No one cares about it. The ATC doesn't care about it. But I can tell you, if I gave, as a college teacher, if I gave a final exam every semester that 70% of my students failed, I would not be employed by that institution. So it's all about preparation. I think we all know about baseball. We all know about major leagues. I think we do. I don't know of anybody that goes from T-ball who goes directly to the major leagues. Well, the Appalachian Trail is major league. It's major league backpacking, walking, hiking, camping, whatever you want to call it, whether you're hiking or backpacking, it is major league. Apparently 70% of the people who start this every year are going from T-ball or the Little League. Enabled by cyber experts on Facebook. And then expect the worst. After 1 week on the trail, you can say that it is easier than you expected, and you will probably finish your journey.
Just talked with Panda and Jungle Jane. They watched my PCT videos, and they said they were very helpful in their preparation for their 2023 PCT thru-hike. And as you could see, yeah, Trail Baby, he was conceived on the PCT, born in March of 2024. So really nice talking with them. Great couple.
She's like, where's the house? It's just like a hut. Was that like going on?
So true. There are a bunch of raffles at trail days. I mean, they're really good, free stuff, people giving out, all the different companies. But the two raffles that can't be missed are Hyperlight mountain gear. But among other things, they give away an entire kit, just unbelievable. And then the truck gives a lot of free stuff away. Both of those raffles occur on Saturday afternoon, yeah, and they can't be missed.
And we're gonna go for next. Jeffrey Barrier. Jeffrey Barrier. All right. Jeffrey's kind of misses. All right, so because it's 15 years here with all you good people, we're gonna give away a Southwest. This is an extra we weren't gonna give away earlier.
Rebo, I really can't handle you just like being yourself in the outfit that you're like completely just like laid
I was wearing khakis.
But I was like, I want to go over here. And I wasn't.
Nice.
Yeah, but
Woo! So we will alternate the trek, Deepak. The trek, Deepak.
the winner of
Trekking poles.
Trekking Poles, Carbon LT5 Dosmer Gear Trekking Poles are 506, obviously, 3642. 3642. Hey!
And everything else was on my back. And my estimate, because I didn't have the ability to weigh it the night before, but my estimate was that starting out from the Mexican border, I was carrying between 65 and 75 pounds. Something that reminds you why you do these things, that brings you joy. And for me, it was a Gila monster. I did have a really rough start to my hike, to say the least. And then something I had always wanted to see, an animal I'd always wanted to encounter in the wild, was there. And it brought me a lot of joy. And I was like, this is why I'm here doing these things. Like, I love being out here. I love, pushing my limits, but I also love experiencing the treasures and the joy and the beauty of the trail, the things that I observe while I'm here. I wonder if I can do this. I'm curious if I can do this. And that was obviously a big aspect of that. But I think a bigger part of that why was just being like, I'm curious if I can do this, but I also want to do something that, other people say I can't do or it looks impossible or that I even think is impossible. I was like, the why kind of lies in answering questions that you're not even certain that you're capable of answering. And so I was like, I want to know what it's like to walk this far unsupported. I believe I can do it, and I'm going to do it.
You deserve all the accolades. Okay, Megan Raxel.
Terry, do you want to talk about the theme that we went into this attempt with? Yeah. So I have words that I associate for all races and MKTs. I don't know, just kind of myself on like a theme of it, and I heard this word like maybe 2 weeks before we started, equanimity. It's a good word. Equanimity, I'll look at the Google definition, but it's mental calmness, composure, and evenness of temper, especially in a difficult situation. If you know FKTs, they're not straightforward. They're difficult situations. Sometimes
Trail rearranged my life so that I actually had the opportunity to hike the CDT that summer. So that way, summer of 24, I could just be free to, spend 40 days on the trail again. And yeah, to be free in an FKT. But yeah, it's wild that, she just had this idea. She was like, Rascal, I think I want to run it. And I was like, no. Why? What's wrong? Like, do we need to talk? But as time went on, you just get this feeling. I've had these feelings a lot of my life, and it's all related to the trail. But this feeling was like, shit, she's gonna do it. Sorry. I have no filter. I was like, she's gonna do it. And like, I need to be a part of this, one, just because I'm her best friend and I know she can do it. Also because I absolutely love the Appalachian Trail. But because I just had this feeling that it was way bigger than either of us. Like, doing this, especially being a woman's team, that we did do this, if there was even a slight chance that we could do this, I had to be part of it.
this was a real rough day. So the theme of this day, we have written down what our theme for the day. So equanimity is the general theme, but then we have a theme for specific days. So what we learned here is continuing on in the face of uncertainty, setting up proper expectations before the beginning and realizing when it gets hard, this is what we came for. Moving past these mishaps. This was just a day of mishaps.
From wake up to sunset, it was...
Yeah, we were camping at Neiman. It was our first night camping. So we did 18 nights of camping on trail, thanks to Rascal, and then we did 22 days of van camping. And this was our first camp, right before you end going south, the 100-mile wilderness. And so I'm not going to go into it too much, but Magnesium and I don't get along. There was a lot of bathroom breaks. It was constant 60 times. Yeah, we don't have to talk about it anymore. That's it. I was basically just completely depleted by the middle of the day.
It's day 16, so we're 2 weeks in. We're getting a groove. We kind of know, obviously we're very keen to how the day goes. I'm very, very in tune with how your day goes versus based on your mood, what time it is, and how many miles you've done, and all this jazz. And up until this point, I had been trying as crew chief to play both roles, 100% of best friend and also kind of leader, co-leader of this endeavor. And I was doing a pretty good job, but I was having a lot of emotions of watching my best friend be the most depleted I think anyone has ever been in the entire history. I'm watching her just turn into this shell of a human being. And I'm like, God, do I really want to watch my best friend do this? This is kind of hard.
I put Rascal in this position for a reason. She knows me, she knows the goal. My mom knows me, she knows the goal. And they're going to push me, and we all want the same thing. It's not like we're fighting against each other. And I need to fully trust her and remove the brain power. I need to shut my brain off and just follow orders and do what I'm told and move forward. And honestly, that was the key, because more brain power you're using, you're getting more tired. You're not. It's using brain power. So I really had to just trust Rascal and my mom and just shut off my brain and move forward, which was really hard. And we completed 60 miles. It wasn't easy, but when I got to the van, I was super stoked. I was like, hell yeah, I did it. Yes, this is September 20th and the 21st.
I never wanted her to do this many miles for the last push. There was talk about so many different mileages for the last push. When does it get to a point where you're just all right, no more split kids meetings? And I was nervous for it to even be 100 miles, but that day we woke up, we had 129 miles left, and it was well, guess it just kind of makes sense. Might as well. Or let's just go and go and go and go, and if you need to sleep for an hour or two, fine, but we won't do the regular routine we've been doing, where we get done around 9:30 every night, go to sleep for hopefully at least 5-ish, maybe 6 hours, get up and go, you know?
Yeah, so the name of multi-week FKT for us was keeping the wheels on the bus as long as possible, having a routine, fueling, race car, trying to just have, you know, enough sleep to get through the next day. It was just keeping the wheels on the bus, and then at the very end, that's when we start speeding. You're gonna get a lead foot, and we're just all gas, no brakes. And so it's really, I mean, it's complete and total depletion on these last 129 miles.
Let us start to fall. Floating mother, baby. Broken looking glass. 7 years of bad luck. Put things in the bag. When you believe anything that you don't understand.
So closing out day 45, yeah, I mean, it's the iconic day on trail days. You know, you've got the parade, which is just, what an incredible event for all the hikers to walk down the middle of town. It's just, it is magical. And then they have the raffles and the vendors and that sort of thing. But I spent most of the day during the lecture series. Warren Doyle said that the lecture series was started a while back because too many people weren't coming to trail days because it was rumored to be just one giant party. And I think from my videos of the woods, you can see that, you know, the partying is probably, the rumors about it are probably larger than the actual event. But it didn't matter. They needed to create the lecture series. And for me, it's become one of the most important parts of trail days. The ability to share that kind of information and have experts come in and talk. It's just, yeah, it's just incredible. I don't know how well I was able to capture that in my videos. I don't know. I haven't put the video together yet. But I can tell you that the lecture, the presentation that Tara Dower did on her fastest known time on the Appalachian Trail. Looking around the crowd, I mean, that was a packed room for trail days, but it was still pretty intimate as far as crowds go. But that was so important. I mean, she'd done interviews, media interviews before, but sitting down and sharing her experience with other thru-hikers at trail days, she had not done that kind of presentation before where she just opened up. And in the thru-hiking community, that was so important that David Horton showed up for it, and so did Jennifer Farr Davis. And if you don't know who those individuals are, Google them. They're kind of a big deal in this community. So, and I was able to capture a little bit of that, and you were able to see just a tiny bit of that. So, yeah, I hope the video comes out good. I hope I was able to capture trail days. We'll see. Gonna be heading back. See you tomorrow.